Well, hello, good morning or good afternoon, depending upon the coast you're in. My name is Brad Farwell, Select Market Services, and we are excited today to have as our special guest Wendy Kirkland. And I would like to welcome you all to the Wendy Kirkland a live webinar. It's always exciting when we can have Wendy, probably one of the preeminent traders in the United States. Before we start, we just got to do a little bit of house cleaning here. This is, I'm sure you've all seen this before. When it comes to trading options or stocks or anything, always use risk capital. Any past performance is not guaranteed of any future results. Hypothetical performance, etc., etc. All of this thing is boilerplate. We have to show that. I'll leave it on the screen for just a little bit so you could peruse through it. We've all seen them before. Okay, there we go. Now, for those of you who do not know of Wendy Kirkland or her story, which is probably, I would guess, maybe hardly anybody, she had a gift shop in Asheville, North Carolina. And in 2004, a flood, I believe it was Hurricane Ivan, if I remember correctly, it destroyed her gift shop, wiped out her retirement savings. She and her husband did not know what to do. They had everything running on this gift shop. And what she did is, we all heard the saying, desperate times bring desperate measures, and sometimes the best comes out in us. And that's what happened with Wendy. She studied options trading. And within 7 years, she was able to surpass her previous income in retail and shared her strategies in the 2009 best-selling book, Options Trading in Your Spare Time. She was also one of the first, if not the first, women traders that made her mark on Wall Street. So that was something. Now, she's been doing this for over 22 years, and her experience in navigating the markets is uncanny. We at Select Market Services have been working with Wendy for, 15 years. One of the things we are going to be talking about today primarily is her latest system that we're really excited about. It's called her DNA, and that stands for Decisive Next Action. Okay, and this has been showing an 80% win rate. All right, 80% with average monthly returns on average. Some are more, some are less, close to 80%, 79%. Annual returns, get this, over 900% annually. It's been showing. Profit factor of 7.43, favorable, very favorable risk reward ratio. What that means is, well, her average win is about $1,124. Her average loss is $608. But for every dollar she's been showing at a loss, she's been showing a profit of in excess of $7. Okay, so every time we lose, it's been showing about $1. Every time we win, about $7. Okay, these trades typically last approximately 10 days. Some can go longer, some can go less, but in average, we're looking at this as a 10-day hold. And this is something that I just really excited about. I think you all are going to be extremely excited about it as well. With that, what I would like to do is open it up right now to Wendy Kirkland. Hi, Wendy.
Hi. I'm so happy to be here. Very excited.
We are glad and excited to have you as well.
Well, great. And I am going to pull up some slides here. It won't take but just a second, and we'll go ahead and get started. Share. Let's see. Right there. Slideshow. There we go. Can you see that all right?
I sure can.
Yay!
I can see it perfectly. Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, as Brad said, we are going to talk about decisive next action, which is the DNA program. And this is a little different for me. It is something that I've been working on for a while, but for better than 20 years, I designed, created, taught what we call the P3 patterns. And so we had the P3 and P3.5 patterns. So the P3 were the bullish patterns, P3.5 were the bearish patterns. And this is sort of what the chart looked like. And then there was indicators down below. And all of a sudden, things started changing with all of the things in the computer world with AI and all of that. And was something sort of new to me, but I ended up getting involved and taking the P3 patterns and moving it into that sector in a sense. So that is what the Decisive Next Action program is, the DNA program. And I'm going to show you here. Well, I'm not sure why that went there. My P3 and P3.5 patterns create what I call a life cycle. And these patterns appear on every single equity and ETF. These patterns appear on every time frame chart. The bullish adult patterns conceive, in a sense, the bearish patterns, and they go back and forth, back and forth. The bearish patterns, adult patterns conceive the bullish patterns. And if ever a pattern fails to become an adult, the previous pattern goes back into being an adult 100% of the time. There is not a whole lot in the market that you can say happens 100% of the time.
Absolutely. I mean, wait, 100%? I mean, I've always been taught, you know, the old saying, the only thing that's 100% are death and taxes. You're saying that this is 100% of the time.
Right. If a pattern fails, the previous pattern always goes back into the strength stage, the adult stage. And so that has been something that has been incorporated within the DNA program. It's helped to fine tune this even further.
So it's like they're getting the best of both worlds, really, if I'm understanding this correctly, Wendy.
Right. That is exactly right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, like I said, the decisive action incorporates trading the high equity ATR equities, and it zeroes in on that strength stage. And then if ever a pattern fails, then you flip it over, go into the other one because you know it's going to do it 100% of the time.
Okay.
So the chart that comes with the program and is written about in the book and so on is very, very clear and easy to read. It is calculated and produces this chart for the subscribers. And so you can see that there are rising green lines, then here turned yellow, that is like caution. Changed here, you can see a little bit of red, that dropped, then it went green again. Over here, green, it ends, and then you can see yellow, it dropped. But if you glance up, because it's yellow like caution, this was not a big, huge drop. And then again, turned green here, but yellow. So that was not a get in entry. That you're
Just like
waiting for
street
it.
lights, just
Yeah,
green,
that's
red,
exactly
yellow.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, you're waiting for a green that is rising, or you are waiting for a red that is rising. And then
That
here
seems
again,
okay.
the red ends and it has turned green down here just in the color, but it's yellow. It only starts really rising right there at that last little bit.
Mhm.
So it is really sharing information as to when to actually get in and when to close the trade. So we'll look at a few uh, specific ones. That this is a Advanced Micro Devices, AMD. You can see right here that there was this green shading, but it was yellow, and then it turned red. I'm sorry, it turned green and started rising, and that is when price started going up. Then it kind of flattened, and that's where the green ended, turned yellow, kind of got weak and headed down. Did not really rise here when it turned green. Then there was a bigger drop where the red line started rising, turned red here, rose, and that would have been a nice put trade. Ended green, yellow, not a lot of strength. Look at that flatness. And then here, red again, rising, tradable
Mhm.
drop. And again, yellow without any real strength and so on. So the chart is something that is very easy to read and to trade.
It seems
Do-
very, very simple.
Yeah,
Really
it really
uncomplicated.
is.
Uncomplicated. Why make
Yeah,
things more complicated than they are?
right. Well, it does come with a book. It does explain it
Oh,
all,
really?
and
Okay.
a manual, so that if people say, "What'd she say?" I don't remember or whatever, that it's all written in the manual. But
Okay.
it is very, very easy. Let's look at another one. This is General Mills. Again, you can start way over here and see the red line rising, and that is when there was a solid drop. Again, a little bit of yellow and then green, rise, and that's when it rose. Same thing again, rose, go over here, the red rising, and again. So that uh, it just, for just the average trader, the everyday person, not someone who has a financial degree and has to sort everything out, they can look at this and really see the logic as to when to enter and when to exit and so on.
And that's one of the things, Wendy, if I just may, that you take concepts, things that a lot of traders will talk and people try to make things complicated because they think if things are complicated, they're sounding intelligent, smart. Whereas with you, you're taking the approach kind of like Occam's razor. The simplest solution is usually the right one. And that's what you have done is you make things simple and easy for people to understand, but then very, very profitable and effective.
And that is so true. I have gotten, I don't want to say teased, but I've had people kind of make comments about that, like, Wendy, you just share so freely. What's wrong with you? But it is true. And the reason that I do it and it is so important to me is gratitude. It
Wow.
changed my life, trading options. And so
Yeah.
that is what I have chosen to teach and share. And what I know and what I can put out and teach people, that is what it is all about for me.
And that's something that, a lot of us, we've all heard that, we need more, people should be more grace involved, gratitude. And it sounds like, and I've known you for a while, but you really live your life, with that goal,
Yeah,
gratitude.
very, very
So
true.
important.
Yeah. Live on my mountaintop, and that's what I think about and do all.
Okay.
All right, here we go. This is Meta Platforms, another very, very clear example. And the reason that I've shown now a few of these different charts is so that the listeners, the subscribers that are here, um, won't be saying, oh, well, that only happened on that one chart. It's not consistent. It doesn't happen all the time. You can see that here's a yellow line, and it started rising, but it was kind of flat, but it was green. But here, when the green line turned and started rising, that is when price went up. Kind of started heading down, and then it changed, and that would have been the point to close. Again, there was just, there was only a little tiny red, and it wasn't really going straight up, but there was a little drop right here. And that might have been one of the trades where you got in here and it didn't work out and you closed it, and that would have been one of those small losses. Then you stand aside, and all of a sudden you look over here. Rise, 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 up, 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 up. That is a huge rise. Again, yellow, red, big drop. Little tiny red starting here.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Seagate Technology.
Okay.
I was like, look at that one. Ooh, that is awesome. To start heading up, 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 up. Couple little flat spots, but it stayed green, and then right here started sloping down, turned red, and you would have closed right up there.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think maybe this one. Nope.
That one looks like it could have been a home run.
Yeah, really. Yeah, for sure. So this is Meta Platforms again. You can see the green. It isn't that one chart is different than another chart, that they are consistent. The patterns can be different, and how long the green line goes up or the red line goes up, but it isn't like, oh, that only works once in a while, that the patterns play out.
So it's consistent.
Yeah, yeah.
Consistent. Doesn't matter what chart you're looking at.
Right, okay. Exactly. I was thinking there was this Seagate. Actually, I could show some trades here. I don't know if I pushed the up button instead of the down or what, but let's check this out.
Okay.
So there was 3 trades. I'm going to scroll back for a second. Sure. So in here, there was 3 trades, and it was like when it started pulling back here, decided to go ahead and take profit, and then it headed back up again and decided to take profit and then closed. So let's see how this played out. Mm-hmm. So bought the 85 call trade entry with the expiration of 6/20 and got in on 4/24, and we paid $5, got 2 contracts. So that was $1,000 investment, sold on 5/20 for $23.50. That turned out to be $4,700 less the $1,000 that you paid to enter. That was $3,700 profit, or 370%. That is awesome.
It looks like, you were in that trade for, if I'm looking at this correctly, less than a month?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And then there was the second one, because it went up and then it kind of flattened out, and went ahead and took that profit rather than hold it, and got in the 315 call trade. got in on 6/20. I'm sorry, this is the expiration, not when you got in.
Right.
Expiration 6/20, got in on 5/30
Mm-hmm.
and paid $5.35 times the 2 contracts. Again, about $1,000, $1,070, and sold on 6/10 for $13.80. That's $2,760 less what you paid. 1,070. That's $1,668, or 157% gain in 11 days.
Wow.
Yeah. And then
11
there
days.
was that last little run up, got the 1:30 call, uh, stepped down in expiration now, got in on 6/20, paid $490, bought 2 contracts, so it was $980, and sold on 7/8 for $1,550. So that was $3,100 less the $980 that you paid. So that was 2,000. Not sure why that flipped, but 2,120, or 216% over those 18 days. So
So you,
that,
so you, I was going to say, so you, I mean, you profited 3 times, it looks like,
right,
I mean, on the same stock, just bought different options. I mean, sold, took your profit, bought the next.
right. And as soon as it looked like it had strength
Consistently.
again, got back in. It flattened
Wow.
out and looked like maybe it was going to head, sold it, waited a couple days, got in again. And so uh, that, to me, I was going to say I can't add that up fast enough, but that's 5, 6, 700% or something like that
Mm-hmm.
in that period of
370.
time.
Yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, over 700, over 700%.
Yeah. So that is just awesome. All right, we'll look at a couple others. And
Yeah.
so this is Delta,
Okay.
and can see that went through a nice green period here where it was rising and then started sloping down, turning yellow. So again, the charts are consistent. So Delta Airlines selected the 50 strike call with a 2/20 expiration date, and you entered on 10/11 for $4.15. Purchased 3 contracts, and that is $1,200, $1,245, and closed on 11/19 for $15, or $4,500 less the 1245. So that is a profit of $3,255, or 261%.
Wow.
Yeah, that is why I'm so excited about this. Is
But
the
you're
that
doing
it
this
right,
consistently, Wendy. I mean, it's almost
right.
like having your own I mean, ATM machine almost. Seriously, it's
Almost.
almost
But
not quite.
the thing that is so exciting and is the fact that the charts, I feel like, are easy to read. That when I was teaching the P3 and P3.5 patterns, it was like they had to learn the indicators and they had to
Right.
learn the pattern and the life cycle and so on. And this is so easy. The picture is just right there.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to switch here. We're looking at Tyson Foods, and this
Mm-hmm.
is a potential put trade. So now we're looking at the red boxes and the red lines, not the green ones where it's rising. These are the put trades. And again, you can see that it turned red, but the line rises, strength. Here you can see that it kind of flattened out a little bit. And so it dropped, but then just kind of went flat. Here it rose, and then you rose and rose and rose, and then started.
Okay.
So you can see that it had more strength in heading down here after this initial strength and the drop. It kind of flattened out. So
Yeah, I see that.
here's Dollar Tree put trade. Again, this red box. You can see that here it started off yellow, caution, get ready, and then it rose, kind of went flat, but it still was way up high above the red area down there, and then rose, and then you close it.
Wow, you make it
So
sound so
on
simple.
that trade, you purchased the 100 strike put with a October 17th, 25 expiration, and you did that on September 4th for $4.39, and you selected to purchase 2 contracts for $878. You closed on 10/10 for $11.95, or $2,390 for the 2 contracts, for a profit of $1,512. So over that period, 36 days, that was a profit of 172%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
So the charts and the all work, whether you're expecting and waiting for it to be green and to rise, or whether it is for a put trade and the red line rising for a drop. So here's another. Yeah.
Okay.
This is General Mills, GIS, and you can see red box here, rising red, and same rising red. So
Okay.
this is the details again. It worked out where there was the potential of 3 trades that get in on 9/30, purchase the 75 strike put with the expiration of October 18th, bought 5 contracts for $230 each, with investment then of $1,150, sold on 10/15 for $4.10, or $2,050 for the 5 contracts, for a gain of $900, or 78%. On
Gosh.
10, yeah, on 10/23, you purchased the 70 strike put, 11/15 again, 7 contracts, because you bought for less at 185, for an investment of $12.95, sold on 10/31 for $195, or $1,365 for the 7 contracts, or a gain of, now I'm going to say this and explain, that was a gain of $70, and that's only 5%. And you might say, ugh, that wasn't what I expected. Last time was $78, 78%. This was only 5%. But sometimes that happens, and you just stay ready to close when the box ends being the right color. It's no longer rising, it ends, you go ahead and sell. So 5% would have more than paid for the fees, and still you had a great trade, just a very modest trade, and you wait to see what happens next. Well, then on 11/6, just a few days later, you purchase the 70 strike put, expiration the same, 11/15. You buy 3 contracts for $380. That's $1,140, and you sold on 11/15, like on expiration day, for $7.50.
So that's like
or
one little over a week.
right.
Yeah.
And you had your 3 contracts, that's a gain of $1,140, or 97%.
97%.
So what does it matter? if you
Right.
only made 5%, you know?
Yeah, and one of the things I'm thinking now, this is just you're taking a very disciplined approach. So you're only putting around, I mean, you can't get it exact, but around like 12, looks like around $1,200 per trade,
Right.
right?
Right.
So, I mean, if people could put more or less, but you want to have that disciplined approach where you're putting approximately the same amount of money on each trade. Am I understanding that correctly?
Right. I think
Okay.
that is exactly right. And is something to be shared. And then if at some point your account doubles,
Mm-hmm.
then you could add a little more as far as
Okay.
investment. You could be very conservative to start, and then as you profit, or or maybe your account stays the same and the profit you take out and use for your daily living or
Yeah.
taking a vacation or whatever.
I mean, it's almost like having, I mean, I don't know. I mean, is this a thing? I mean, would you agree with this? It's almost like having the income coming in at another job that you don't have to actually show up for.
Yep. No, it is true. It just has worked
I
out
mean,
to
you're not,
be
I mean, it's another job, but since you got it, it's a job that you don't have to show up for. You just got income coming in,
right, right, right.
potentially.
Yeah, yep.
Right.
All right, let's
Oh.
so we've kind of wrapped it up here. The books
One
come with
thing, Wendy, I mean, and I'm still kind of floored on this one. When you were saying that this, I mean, it just again 100% of the time. What was that again? I mean, I don't think some of
oh
our
the
listeners can really.
100% of the time is
Yeah.
when one pattern fails. Um, and I'll say it again a different way, that
Okay.
every every equity, every time frame chart, the equity goes through a life cycle. It's
Hmm.
born, it's a toddler, it's an infant, a little wobble is a teenager stage, and then it becomes an adult. If ever the pattern fails and it doesn't become an adult, the previous pattern, say the put pattern or the bearish pattern,
Sure.
100% of the time goes back into becoming an adult and
Wow.
has a big drop 100% of the time.
That is powerful information. That is, I
Right,
mean, just that alone
right.
is powerful. I
And,
mean, I,
and
I never knew that until just now. I mean, wow.
yeah, well, that's
Okay.
really, that is what I discovered way back in, 22, 25, whatever it is, years ago, that in, was the P3 patterns.
Okay.
And so that I could look at a chart and I would know, uh, it's in a P3, it's in a P3 and a half. If ever one failed, I knew 100% what was going to happen. And that's pretty much what I've been teaching. But this now in DNA, where it is all happening, and the program is showing it to you. It's not
Hmm.
like you have to sit and say, oh, this indicator is doing this and that indicator is doing that. And there's the pattern, and sorting it all out. It is painting you a picture of
You have
exactly what
refined
is
it
taking
and
place.
taken it to that next level.
Right.
Am I correct in in
It-
in,
Yep.
in that? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And so this is again all explained in the books, and so that if if you think, oh gosh, Wendy covered a whole lot of stuff today, I don't remember it all. The book covers all of it and shows you the indicators and shows you how to read them and how to do all of that. And then, of course, if you are interested in participating in the service, I send you the information and say, uh, this is an equity that I see getting ready to get started. and it just started heading up. And I suggest that you buy or invest in this strike and don't pay more than this, and you then take it from there.
So they can learn if they want,
Right,
with books and cards. So you will teach them, but if they don't want to do that, let's say they're busy or, they got a
right.
lot of things going on, retired, travel a lot. You can actually tell them specifically what to buy, when to get in, when to get out, and what price to get in and what price to get out, and don't pay more than this or that.
That's
Am I
exactly
hearing
right.
that correctly? Okay.
Yep, exactly right.
I don't have to do anything except just put the
Yep,
trade in.
no, it's
All our
true. I
broker.
mean, sometimes a person wants to handle their account and open and close the trades on their own. Others
Mhm.
do the auto trading and they have a broker, and they just arrange, and it says, when you get this trades from Wendy, just open and close it for me, you know?
Wow. Couldn't be simpler. Could not be simpler. And profitable.
Yeah,
That's what
yep,
I
yep.
like. Yeah.
That is
What
true.
everybody's looking. Most money you can make with the least amount of risk.
That's right. And to me, this is the clearest, most obvious, easy to read, you know, charts that, at least in my 20 years. So, well, I guess we have kind of wrapped it up. I will, I guess, let you take over the screen so you can share some phone numbers or something.
Yeah, well, I mean, let me see if we have any questions here, and we do. Of course, if anybody has any questions, just can email them. What is the John asks, what is your win rate? Again, I think we covered that in the very beginning. I think it was around 80% or close to 80%, wasn't it?
Right. That's what I was gonna say, was I think that it's about 80%.
Okay, yeah, 80%. Can this be traded in a IRA? Yes, it can. And we have a lot of people there that do trades in their IRA. Another one, does Wendy, this is Autumn, does Wendy send out alerts, when to get in, when to get out? Yes,
Yes,
that's what we're talking about. Yes.
I was gonna say that's it really. That it might be 2 a week, but I send you when I see a pattern form, and that all the other things, the spread between the bid and the ask, and all those things are appropriate, then that's what I send you. And there's usually two, sometimes three, that are open at a time or could be open at a time. And we just go from there.
Okay. Let's see if we have any others here. Do you, this now here's an interesting one. Ed uh, is asking, are there any, short of having to read the playbook, is there any strategy in sight for buying the calls? Do you use any strategy? Well, I think you covered all of that, didn't you?
Yeah, I feel like it. There's sometimes, as far as the trades that are that I send out, maybe there's some little things that I think about, like, ooh, it's a really great time for technology, or you know,
Okay, yeah, I got. And
where
speaking of,
I'm just kind of influenced by something a little bit.
sure,
But um,
here's a good one. Speaking
overall,
of,
the patterns work for everything.
yeah, here's a good question, Wendy. Speaking of technology, do you have to have, now to do you have to have special software for this? John is asking, do you have to have special software, or do you need a scan? I mean, a special scanner? Do they need any special equipment to get these trades, Wendy?
No,
No.
that
Okay.
there is a site
Right.
and that information will be sent to you.
So
And
they get an email and
yeah,
a text, right? Okay, they'll get an
and
email and a text.
right.
Okay.
And it includes the link for the site to sign up, or to open it up. And the images that we were looking at is what
Mm-hmm.
you will get, those charts. And if someday you want to play and look at something different, you can put a symbol in there and look at it to see what that chart, that equity is doing.
Okay, I think that's pretty well sums that up. Let me see if there's anything else. And of course, if anybody has any further questions, contact us. Call us at our number. We're at 310-647-5664. Again, 310-647-5664. And we've just dropped a link in the chat. You should see that on the right, okay?
Okay,
And you
and
can
I'm going to click mine off so you can share your
okay,
screen.
okay, Wendy. All right.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. All right. So yeah, they can um, get any information you want. Call that number. You can also set up an appointment. You can also email us, which is support@smsinc, the number one.com. And I'll tell you, I mean, this could be, folks, a real life changer for you, because Wendy is taking everything, she is doing it for you. And that 100%, I mean, I am still almost speechless about that. I mean, I've never seen that before. But anyway, but taking it, and that what she does it all for you. In summary, there's a book that you can read. You can study this if you'd like. Some people like to get, tinker and things like that. But the vast majority of the people just want to have it done for them. And that's what this will do for you. It'll have Wendy do it for you. So, wow, Wendy, I mean, we're just, excited and so glad that you took time out of your busy schedule to share with us over the last 40 minutes or so, 45 minutes. And I'm really
It's
excited.
it's been a joy truly to be here, and in my heart, I'm just very excited to be sharing this. This is not super new for me, but new for sharing with others, and has gotten set up there with the site and all of that. And I'm just really excited about it to be able to, I don't know, keep helping people. And it's getting, I won't say easier exactly, but maybe clearer with the chart than having to learn the patterns and the stages and all of that. This is pretty easy.
Well, I really want to thank you, Wendy. I really want to thank you.
Well, it's always fun, Brad. I enjoy chit chatting with you.
And hey, with you too. And I want to thank all of you folks out there for attending our Wendy Kirkland webinar, where she talked about the DNA. And give us a call at 310-647-5664. And until the next time, you all have a very pleasant and blessed day. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.